Normally we don't bring you up again. All right. He's eager. He's ready. But before he comes up officially, let me tell you a little bit about our honoree. Stanley celebrated his birthday last week. Right. So this is a belated birthday present. He is a native of New York City. Do we have any New Yorkers out here? All right.
Spider-Man.
He began his career at Timely Comics as an assistant in 1939. And he did such things as getting lunch, filling inkwells, proofreading, etc. After 2 years, they recognized his abilities and promoted him to interim editor. And from there, he made history. He is known to millions as the man whose superheroes propelled Marvel Comics to its preeminent position in the comic book industry. Stan, that deserves a lot of applause. And in fact, I'm going to tell you just a list of some of his creations, and if you hear one, let's hear the one you think is your favorite, okay? So let's talk about his famous co-creations. They include Spider-Man, The Incredible Hulk, X-Men, Fantastic Four, Iron Man, Daredevil, The Avengers, Silver Surfer, Doctor Strange, there's many others. All right, a few others out there. Too many to mention. He first became publisher of Marvel Comics in 1972. He is presently Chairman Emeritus of Marvel Enterprises, Inc. and a member of the editorial board of Marvel Comics. In 1977, he introduced Spider-Man as a syndicated newspaper strip that went on to become the most successful of all syndicated adventure strips. And that deserves some applause. Now get this, Spider-Man now appears in hundreds of newspapers worldwide, making it the longest running of all superhero strips. Now, without question, Stan the Man Lee has exerted more influence over the comic book industry than anyone in history. He created or co-created 90% of Marvel's recognized characters. And the numbers are staggering. So if you hear this, let's hear you cheer. More than 2 billion of his comics books have been published in 75 countries. And I might add in 25 languages. In Europe alone, Stan Lee's name appears on more than 35 million comics a year. And if you'll just stand over here. We have a few guests who want to say a few words in your praise before we get to hear from you.
If I knew I was so good, I would have asked for a raise in those days.
All right. So what did they pay you in 1939? Face forward here. So Sal, let me ask you, what did they pay you in 1939? What did you start out at?
I think it was $12 a week.
$12 a week. We'll take it.
I was one of the higher paid people.
All right. Okay. Our first speaker today has over 25 years of executive experience in global entertainment, marketing, retail, and the licensing industry in Hollywood.
Some Stan Lee Day, the schools are still open, they're delivering mail. You have to give me a minute, I want to make sure that no accomplishments have been omitted on this one. All right, I have to have absolute silence because I don't know what I'm saying. First of all, I got to say, Gil has been the greatest guy, Gil Champion, to work with as a partner that you could ever want. And Todd McFarlane, well, I mean, you heard the guy. He's brilliant. He is an artist. He's a creator. He's a businessman, and he's an all-around 100% talented guy. But I've learned something new about both of them today. They are great judges of character. Did I interrupt you? First of all, I want to thank the men who are responsible for putting that star there. But I can't, because I don't know their names. I don't know the name of the guy who dug the hole or the guy who poured the cement. The next thing it's very important that I mention another fellow that I am very obligated to, and that's Alfred Hitchcock. I remember as a young man when he dangled me on his knee. And Alfred said to me, "Stan, don't waste time trying to be a screen star. There's too much competition. Get into cameos." And I want to conclude, because you've heard enough, and it's a beautiful day, and you've all got better things to do than this. So I want to conclude by saying that I thank you all from the bottom of my heart for being here, and one of the main reasons is, if you weren't here, I'd feel like an absolute idiot standing up here making a speech to nobody. So I love you all, and my parting word, of course, is Excelsior!
So let's unveil the star.
I have.
Ladies and gentlemen, the incredible story of the Hollywood Walk of Fame, Stan Lee. Wow. Nice.